to be able to introduce to you Sarah Huckabee Sanders, who is our 47th governor of Arkansas. She is the first woman to serve as governor of the state and currently the youngest governor in the country. Since taking office, she has enacted transformational conservative reforms, and that includes Arkansas Learns, a sweeping overhaul of the Arkansas education system, including higher pay for teachers and universal school choice, public safety reforms, and investments, tax cuts to give more taxpayers money back, and the Natural State, an initiative to grow Arkansas' outdoor economy. In her first 100 days, she delivered the Republican response at the State of the Union address, offering a bold vision for the new generation of conservative leadership. Prior to her historic victory, she served as White House press secretary and advised the president on everything from press and communication strategy to personnel and policy. She was only the third woman and the very first mom to ever hold the job of White House press secretary. She's been recognized in Fortune and Time magazine, 40 Under 40, and she's the author of the New York Times bestseller, Speaking for Myself, a former Fox News Channel contributor and served on the Fulbright board. She grew up in Pine Bluff and Texarkana and is a proud graduate of Little Rock Central High School and of Ouachita Baptist University. And on a personal note, as the Deputy Commissioner of the Department of Ed, I have had the pleasure of attending a lot of events in which she's answering questions, she's speaking to folks, but I'll tell you the one that I was most impressed is the number of times that she showed up in when their school was devastated by a tornado. Personally got to witness her walking through classrooms, hugging children, hugging parents, and then she even went back and she spoke at the graduation ceremony. That's a lot. And that's just the fact that we're people who care about people in Arkansas. So help me welcome our governor, Sarah Huckabee Sanders.
Good morning. You can tell you're with teachers because I actually know you're supposed to respond to a good morning. Thank you, Stacy, so much for the very kind introduction. And thank you to all of the administrator support staff and teachers for joining us so bright and early. You know, as a mom of 3 kids, I know that kids can keep us humble and keep us in check. And nobody knows that better than teachers who spend all day, every day in a classroom getting feedback from their constituents. As a mom, I get to feel those moments pretty regularly at my own house. I have 3 kids, Scarlett, Huck, and George. They're 11, 9, and 8. And when Scarlett was about 7 years old and getting ready for her first ever father-daughter dance, it was a really big deal at our house. She had clearly seen one too many princess movies because she had this perfect vision of what that night was supposed to look like. And it was my job to execute it flawlessly. So we spent all day making sure she had the dress, the hair, the nails, everything just right. And Scarlett didn't just want to go to the dance. She wanted the big reveal. She wanted to come down the stairs and her Prince Charming, my husband Brian, to be standing there with a very specific flower in his hand, waiting to whisk her off for the night of her life. So I'm sitting upstairs, I'm putting the final touches on Scarlett. And as I'm sitting there, I'm sharing this, what I think is a very special mother-daughter moment. I'm telling Scarlett how proud we are of her, how grateful we are to be her parents, how beautiful she is on the inside and the out. And as I'm having this incredibly special, heartfelt moment with Scarlett, I started to get pretty emotional. Started to tear up, and as I'm crying, my sweet, beautiful daughter reaches up, pats my shoulder, and says, "It's okay, Mommy. One day you can be pretty too." So just when you think for a second you kind of got it figured out, kids will put you right back in your place. And I know that there is nobody that understands and appreciates that more than the people in this room here today. It is an absolute honor to get to address Arkansas's educators. Through your work, you touch so many lives. You change so many students, and you literally create success stories. I know this because my own life was changed by great teachers. I think back to when I was in the 9th grade at Pulaski Heights Junior High. I just moved to Little Rock from Texarkana. And let's be honest, junior high is hard enough without having to contend with a new city, new classmates, and a new school. I was absolutely terrified. My civics teacher, Mr. Stewart, took pity on me, and he worked hard day after day and convinced me to join our team's mock trial. At first, I was incredibly reluctant. After all, how would debating my new classmates actually help them like me more? But he wore me down, and eventually I joined the team, and it gave me confidence in front of a crowd, new friends that I thought I would never have, and the amazing opportunity to go to the national mock trial competition. Only a few months ago, I had the opportunity to welcome this year's National Mock Trial Championship teams to Little Rock, Arkansas, this time as the governor of the state. Mr. Stewart taught me confidence, but by the time I got to college, I think I had learned that lesson just a little too well. In my first semester at Ouachita Baptist University, I signed up for Dr. Downs' upper-level communications class. Our first assignment was a 20-page paper, and I knew I was going to ace it. As this cocky freshman, I came in thinking I had all the answers. The day after I turned in my essay, Dr. Downs asked me to stay after class. I saw that he figured he wanted to tell me congratulations in person for the spectacular work that I had turned in. Needless to say, that wasn't quite the case. He handed me back my paper, and it looked like a cow had been slaughtered on that 20-page essay. It was covered in red ink from front to back. He told me that he knew I had potential and that I could do better, and that this was not even close to what he expected from me. And he gave me the opportunity to rewrite that paper because he knew I could do it better. And as much as I hated to admit it at the time, he was right. I rewrote that paper and I got an A. I went on and signed up for every single class that Bill Downs taught because I knew he would force me to work hard and be the very best student that I could be. If those two teachers hadn't encouraged me, hadn't pushed me, and most importantly, hadn't believed in me, I would not be standing here today as the governor of Arkansas. Those are the kind of effects that teachers can have on their students. Every single day, you literally shape the next generation of Arkansans. I came into office to be the education governor, and I signed Arkansas Learns into law to fulfill that promise. But I know that nothing we do in state government will ever be effective if we do not give our teachers the resources that they need to succeed. That's why I prioritized raising teacher pay, going from the starting salary to $50,000 and giving every teacher at least a $2,000 raise. I know that not only have I learned from my teachers, my kids have as well. They regularly bring home the lessons that they learn. Not too long ago, I was standing in our kitchen, our bedrooms on the floor above. I'm standing there talking to my other two kids, and I notice our third child is missing as water starts to pour into our kitchen. Not drip, literally pour into the kitchen. So I race upstairs to see what's going on. And as I step into the bathroom, my youngest son, George, he'll love this story when he's older, is standing there completely naked with a plunger in his hand, 1 foot on the toilet, 1 on the bathtub, and about 2 to 3 inches of standing water covering the floor. I'm like, George, what in the world is happening? He turns to me and he said, "It's okay, Mommy. My teacher says everybody makes mistakes. I know the difference that you're making. I know the impact that you're having. And I know that we will not stop until we make sure that our teachers have the resources they need to continue to be successful. Arkansas is going to continue to move up. Investing in our teachers, rewarding their hard work is only the beginning. We have made that move to take Arkansas from 48th in the nation for starting salaries all the way to the top 5. When you adjust that for cost of living, Arkansas is now number 1 in the country for starting teacher pay. And this isn't just a one-time raise. The state will pay for it in perpetuity. This puts Arkansas on a level playing field with every state in the country, helping us to not only recruit, but also retain the very best and brightest teachers in our classrooms. For our veteran teachers, we're offering thousands of dollars in bonuses and student loan forgiveness for those that are transforming student lives. We're also tackling early literacy through a massive investment in public schools, through literacy coaches, tutoring grants, and the proven practices that we know will allow every student to succeed. We've invested in high school skills training, school safety, and early childhood education. And this is just the beginning. I know these changes will be at the top of your discussion at this year's summit. My administration is here to help answer any questions you may have and help make this transition as smooth as possible. That's because we know that quality schools are only possible with quality teachers. We're here to support you in any way that we can. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for what you do every single day. Most importantly, thank you for committing yourselves to the lives of the students here in the state of Arkansas. Thank you for letting me be a part of the summit. God bless you, and let's have a great fall school year. All the best. Thank you.